So it's already like 6:30 because I have spent the entire afternoon procrastinating, watching other YouTubers, mainly Emma Blackery. Yeah, but then the lovely little Uncle Derek phoned me and was like, "You need to do another video." And he tried, gave me some ideas, but I'm ill, in case you haven't noticed, hence the duvet, because I'm fucking breathing. And he was like, "Oh, do the TMI tag," and I'm like, don't really like doing tags. I just don't like it. I mean, I'm not saying I never will, because if somebody says, oh, if somebody wants to do like a collab or something, or just a phone and a laptop, or if something I'm interested in comes along, great, but I prefer just talking. I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm not having a very good day. I woke up quite late. Everything that I eat tastes like cardboard. And then my sister dropped an egg on my floor. Yay. So, I want to talk about the last video that I did. About sexism. I got a comment on that video, which I was just going to reply to, but then I decided I didn't have the time to type it all out. And it starts off by asking me if I've seen the Harry and Paul Builder sketches. I have to admit that I have heard of, Harry and Paul before, and I have seen sketches of theirs, but I had not seen the Builder sketch. So I looked it up and I watched it. Basically, if you haven't seen it, it's these two builders having this really intellectual conversation, and they're talking about Stephen Fry, and they're using all these long words, they're talking really poshly, and then they stop each other and they're like, oh wait, give me a second, and then they shout at this girl in the street. And I'm like, I get the comedy, and I must admit I did giggle a little bit, but at the same time, it's still just making light out of a pretty scary situation. And he said in the comment, I'm not sure if you'd find them funny or not if you've been shouted by some sexists in real life. And I'm like, yeah, some people may well find it funny, and for good reason. Harry and Paul, they're funny guys, and their sketches are funny, basically. But yeah, it isn't funny if it's actually happened to you, and I mean, it could be, I don't know, there might be plenty of girls out there going, oh yeah, it is funny, haha, it could be just like that, but for me, even though I did laugh at bits, it wasn't my kind of comedy, in a way. I prefer stand-up a lot of the time. I'm a big fan of Eddie Izzard. Eddie Izzard is, like, my life. I do stand-up in sitcoms, okay? And then he says, but yeah, you're being a bit harder. Us page 3 stereotypes. I'm not putting anyone down for wanting to look at naked women. I said in the video that I like looking at naked women sometimes. My point is, who in their right fucking mind puts that in a newspaper? Yeah. It's okay to want to look at naked women and maybe get off on it. But it's supposed to... I mean, I get that I've never actually read The Sun myself, because I'm quite of... Yeah. I don't really read newspapers, actually, or, watch the news or listen to the news on the radio, because it makes me sad. I listen to Newsjack and the News Quiz and comedy shows, and Russell Howard's good news, because at least then it's good fucking news. Okay, certainly on the surface it's horrible, ugly, primal thing, but at the same time, can you rule out the chance that on a subconscious level a dirty old man isn't looking at the lady on the page and imagining that he and she are characters in the last chapter of some compelling, socially real novel, and then only about to have sex? Imagination is everything. It's like saying that you're not allowed to have a poster of a cowboy because it might glorify or objectify people who carry guns, whereas most people have the imagination to envisage a cowboy in a very romantic, socially justified anti-hero. As a very romantic, socially justified anti-hero. Okay. If you have those fantasies, and you have fantasies about being with someone and this adventurous, maybe even a cowboy or a cowgirl. By the way, everybody who carries a gun isn't a cowboy, and all cowboys don't carry guns. Just saying there, X James 118. Yeah. But I never said in the video that having those fantasies is a bad thing. Everybody has those fantasies. My point is if you objectify people and think that they're only good for sex, or for making you a fucking sandwich, you little prick, that's the problem. The problem isn't wanting to have sex with people, that's fine. Everybody, well not everybody because you have asexuals, but lots of people, a majority of the earth, imagine having sex with people, and a lot more imagine having imagine being in romantic situations. It's perfectly fine and normal to have those fantasies. But if you objectify another person, whether they're male, female, or anything in between, because those are only two lines of a very big spectrum, it's wrong and it's dehumanizing. And to be in a situation where you feel like you're less because you have a vagina, or because you don't conform to social gender norms, that's fucked up. To have to live in a world where you're constantly put down upon because of something that you don't get to fucking choose. The objectification of women in particular is fucking huge. Especially in the porn industry, which I get is basically objectification of everyone. Although, have you ever noticed how, guys in porn, except for gay porn, aren't fucking good looking? Because it's catered towards men. Even fucking lesbian porn is catered towards men. Because come on guys, have you ever seen a lesbian's fingernails? They're not that long. Also fisting and scissoring. Anyway, I can't remember what I'm saying now. A lot of things is happening at the moment around gender, and it's horrible. And there are transgenders who have to make decisions of which bathroom to use in a public space, and if they can't pass, then if they go, like say if a biological man who was a transgender woman was wearing a dress and he went into female's bathroom, and she went into the female's bathroom, and the other women in there thought that it was a man, they would most likely call for help, call them a pervert, call the fucking police on them, even though they're a woman. If they go into the if they go into the men's, excuse me, if she goes into the men's, she'll probably get beaten up and called gay. Yeah. It's not nice to have to constantly be thinking about your gender, no matter what it is, whether you're transgendered, cisgendered, a woman, a man, genderqueer, and believe me, there's a whole of a lot more labels. So, it's completely fucked up. I never, at one point in that video, said it's bad to have, I even said, if you find a girl attractive and you want to get them to know them better, if you see a person in public, a complete stranger, and you want to get to know them better, and you think you might be able to gain something, or not gain something from it, but gain romantic feelings or something, then fine, go up, talk to them, that's a completely right. If you look at a person and just think about having sex with them and nothing else, that's the problem. You're the fucking problem. Peace out, bitches. See you on Wednesday.